Good morning, loves. It's a new day that the Lord has made. I gotta thank my Trinity. Thank y'all, Trinity. Hallelujah. Amen. For the ones that rock with me. Let me tell y'all the truth. Okay? For the ones that don't, you miss out. 21 guns salute, but we still gonna keep it rare, real, raw, respectful, uncut, and cute. Now, let's get this great debate. Now, I want to talk about the importance of sex, soul ties, and people being obsessed. Okay? Because a lot of people don't understand the differences. Okay? Now, I stopped liking people in my 30s because I understood at this point that these was wrong males and these people was not of God. Okay? And it was a waste of time for me to keep adding males to my list because once my life was over, it was nothing that they could do. Okay? We could never be in a relationship. For number one, we was never in a relationship. We was simply hooking up. Okay. Now, that one wrong male that I loved, he and I was in relationships. Now, we went together before we ever had kids. Because in my head, from the first time I seen him, baby, that was, oh, honey, oh, dear Jimmy the G. You know. But the other males, that I hooked up with the wrong males from the first two that I had kids with. Um, we was nothing but hooking up. They was never my boyfriends. I never told them that we was in a relationship. They never asked me to be with them, and I never called them my man. I never told them they was my man. I never told them I love them. I never called them boo, baby, or none of that. So the seeds that they planted in their head, I later on found those seeds out because I never planted them in their heads. That's seeds that they planted in their own heads. And as I share these stories, you don't even have to have a kid by a wrong male, and they still will plant seeds in their heads. Okay. Now, God told me that He in my 30s, because I've heard that you're not supposed to have sex. You're supposed to wait till you're married. So but nobody really gives you the real definition. You don't have the correct knowledge, wisdom, and understanding if you're not obtaining it from God. And even though I grew up in religion, I guess I missed those sermons. Okay, so he said, when I have ordained a man and a woman to be together, and they come before me, and y'all get married, then y'all become one, then y'all have sex, and y'all continue the bloodlines. If God has not ordained for you to be with that person, and y'all stand before God, somebody know that they lying. I don't know if the woman know or the man know, but they know that they're lying. And God didn't ordain for the people to be together. So they come together, they get married, and they think it because they did it how God told them to do it, that it's covered, and it's actually not. Because lying is a sin. God despises liars, okay? And lying causes you to be unclean, and it causes wicked and evilness. So your marriage is never covered under God's covenant because it's not approved by God from the beginning, okay? So, now, people could be obsessed with you and you have never intertwined your soul with those people. Just take my sister Sam, for example, Rebecca Schaefer. Now, she had this fan that was obsessed with her, and in his head, she was his. The only thing Rebecca Schaefer did was take a role that caused her to have a sex scene with another actor, and that activated those demons in that man's head, and he set out to kill her. Okay? So, learn the difference between people being obsessed and soul ties. Now, break down soul ties. I stopped liking people in my 30s. Okay? The last wrong male that I liked, I never told him that we was in a relationship because I don't lie to people. We was simply just hooking up with each other. Okay? And that's why a wrong male could never play me. Even the wrong male that I love could never play me. He tried to the death of us, and he always lost. Okay? I'm the undefeated heavyweight champion. I'm second to none, right? I am her, she is I. But listen, Now, I remember him and I, this is the last wrong male that I liked. And I know this is spiritual wickedness and evilness. And this is how soul ties work versus people being obsessed, or all these people are obsessed in some kind of way, which I don't believe that. However, to each his own. Now, he had tried to talk to me before, and I was just like, nah. He was like, I've been watching you for a long time. All these, maybe you tell the truth, all these stories that these people tell you, but you was just never there. So I was just like, nah. Years had went by, and I was going through something, and I was like, well, let me revisit this. So we end up talking, and then we end up, just hooking up. He wasn't my man, I wasn't his woman. I was single. I had been single for a very long time, okay? Because the grown man I loved and I hadn't been together since our child was a baby, So we was not in a relationship. He was just doing what he was wanting to do, and I was just still holding on, okay? But he was out here doing what he wanted to do, playing all the games he wanted to play, like he'd been playing all our lives. But he's always lost. So I don't understand how you was dumb enough to keep thinking that you was going to win and you never did. So, it'd be some demonic crap going on. People plant seeds in their heads, but baby, boy, and I been cracking up, right? But however, now he and I started talking, and we was having fun. It was fun, and we didn't intertwine our souls a lot because that's just something that you tried, and then you automatically know. I remember having a conversation with my cousin, and he said that he said, but when he know he ain't gonna be the person long, he tried to leave them. He tried to leave the females with a good word of advice. Rest in peace, Terrence. But anyway, so when you ain't gonna be with somebody that long, and I always knew, because I always knew I loved this one person. You was not my soulmate. You was not the person that I seen myself with forever. We was on a break, and he was off doing something. We wasn't together, so I was just doing me or whatever. But I only mess with one wrong male at a time, and I'm always gonna space them suckers out. It ain't if you gather up every wrong male that I mess with, two of them can never come together and say, I was coming in her front door and I seen him coming out her back, going out her back. They can't come together and say, I was going out the back, now I look back and seen him coming in the front. That ain't gonna never happen with me, because I'm not that type of person. Because once my like over, it's a rap gangster. You ain't never finna interact again. That's just it. Once your time is up, brother, you ain't never got to worry about coming back over here. So a wrong male could never play me, because for number one, I already knew that you wasn't the one I loved, baby. We all knew who I loved, sweetheart. Except for that one wrong male that liked to lie, and then because the males are planting some seeds in their heads, and they'll tell everybody that lie that'll listen to it, but everybody that knows me, but he was from somewhere else, so he hadn't really, but he hadn't talked to the right people either, because they would have cracked up at him and said, "Boy, this dude lie," because we all know who her first love is, right? But he told his wife that he was my first love, was live from the pits of hell, So the stories that people tell themselves, I don't know, And then the second dude that I was dumb enough to have kids by, in his head, he thought I was his woman. I ain't never told him that. Never. We was always hooking up for money, But I knew he was telling that lie when the first dude called me on the phone when they was locked up together, because he was doing 16 and the other second dude was doing 23. Okay? So I was thinking, well, the lies they tell themselves, but he know the truth, because I done told him the truth. So no matter how you tell these people the truth, if they want to believe those lies, it ain't nothing that you can do. Right? But the fact is, God gave me a second chance with everybody that I was dumb enough to have a kid by. Now, I only wanted one, and I only loved one. But those first two, I never wanted them, but I wanted the kid because I had a miscarriage. Okay? So, but that was never nothing. They was never nothing. And kids can't tie me to Negroes. Even though we had kids, they ain't never got a chance over here. Never have and never will. Period. Oh, that's been dead, right? Anyway, let's go back to the person the reason why I stopped dealing with wrong males permanently, okay? Now, he and I were having a conversation, and he said, I heard you like to bust out windows. And I'm like thinking, you ain't did your research, because if you did your homework on me, you would know that my cousin taught me at 15 years old not to trip with a chick about a Peckham. So you ain't did your homework. And it's that wrong male that I love, because, baby, I thought if you loved him, you were supposed to act the biggest fool, crazy love, right? So I was like, obviously he did his homework. So a couple of days later, I see him and this chick that loved him like I loved that first and only wrong male that I've ever loved, So I'm like, okay, I'm sitting on the porch cracking up, Then later on, after that, I get a phone call from him saying, I seen your dogs playing in your backyard. Now I said, on a dead end, okay? It's a abandoned house that sits right in the middle. It's a white person to stay over here, white person to stay over here, white person to stay over here, black person to stay over here. And then you come on out next to me, it's a black person and I'm the second black person. Okay. Oh, you don't know these white people back here. And the black people that stay back here, they kin to me. You don't know them. So you ain't got no business in my backyard. See, the games that people love to think that they're playing. But it was never that for me. I never loved you. It was never going to be love. And I knew once my life was over, it was a rap gangster. Unfortunately, he didn't. Okay, but I did. So, we still okay. So he did that. I don't know what he thought, and you wasn't talking about nothing. You wasn't talking about nothing. Even the wrong male that I love, he wasn't talking about nothing either. It was never nothing that those wrong males that was doing so great. I made the poor choice to deal with them when I did, but when I didn't want to deal with them, it wasn't nothing they could do about it. That was it, like Michael Jackson. You heard me? So you really couldn't play me. However, you ain't gonna convince them in their heads that they wouldn't run a game. So anyway, so we dealt maybe, I don't know. We didn't intertwine our souls that much, but we still kept talking to each other, and we still kept we kept dealing with each other, okay? But we hadn't intertwined our soul in a year before I stopped. I just stopped. I got my number changed, and I had just stopped. I was just like, no, this ain't it. But I still kept talking to him, but we didn't intertwine our souls more than 4 times in the times that we was dealing, because that's just not me. And I just knew that it wasn't it, and that was early on. Once I knew it wasn't it, and I peeped game, and I thought, you know what? Oh no, okay, you out of there. But he didn't know, so I guess I was still kind of playing the game too. But anyway, but it wasn't sex. It was no longer sexual. And then I got tired of talking and texting, and so I was just like, no, I'm over. So this had been over for 2 years. Okay, we had seen each other. He done seen my children, and nothing. Okay, our whole year we went talking to each other, and we never intertwined our souls. Okay, and then I cut him off for 2 years straight. Okay, I want to say 2 or 3 years. I know it was 2. Okay, I cut him off, and it was absolutely nothing. Right? He would see me, see my kids, nothing. I'm thinking, thank you, God. He thought you were playing me. I'll never forget, every time I see him, my head would flash back. I heard you like to bust out windows and ride by with that baby mama. Like, boy, woo. So I was like, all right. So dude get out. But I was done with dude. That dude went and did that last step, all that crap that dude had did, playing all those games with those top-notch college can I say that? College garden tools. All that crap that dude did, using them chicks for piling that guy, and them chicks really thinking that he ain't doing it but playing games, because these wrong males like to play games, right? She don't know absolutely crap about this dude, right? But she'll lie, ride away with a lie to it, become a tsunami child, and that's not me. That's not something that I'm going to do, okay? And I've been in the inside, baby, and if I sat down and told the truth, you steady being a quarterback, and you being that quarterback, baby, that should let you know that you ain't it, right? However, let me tell every female that think or thought that we was in competition, how we would never be in competition. For number one, I'm not a cheater, baby. So that eliminates us from ever being competitors. From the wrong male that I ever loved to the right man that I ever loved. That eliminated us from ever being competitors, sweethearts. So take y'all number and have a seat. I'm second to none. I'm the undefeated heavyweight champion. I am her and she is I, okay? And I ain't never looked at another female and thought, ooh, I want to be in competition with her. Oh, I sure haven't. Too late to start now. So you be in competition with yourself, okay? However, now, this stuff had been over between me and this dude for 2 years, really 3, okay? So, dude come home and his child is up there visiting him, okay? And this dude walks up to our child and asks my child where I am. My top went pop, and I knew then that the devil was real, and it was soul ties, okay? Or he was obsessed, which don't make no sense to me. However, I was pissed off. I was so angry because how in the hell do you drag my child in this when you done seen us for 2 years? 2 years. And you ain't never, even when we was dealing, you ain't asked my children about me. See what I'm saying? So the devil would use people to do some dumb crap because I wanted to actually have him sent to hell. Okay? That pop, top, top, pop. You know, that's why I never carried a tool because I wouldn't be scared to use it if the top would pop. Okay? Thank you, God. However, I was like, no, okay, it ain't that serious. It ain't, ooh, shoot, calm down. Ain't nothing but the devil, right? So, you know this is fact, hardcore facts. You know he done seen y'all don't let the devil use you. Okay? Because he using him. So I'm like, okay. And dude send me a picture. Dude, some girl blasted dude all on Facebook. Dude sending pictures to my phone. You know, because he playing a game too. And boy, if I reveal all the game the dude played, he still lost. Heavyweight champion, boo. But anyway, this dude telling my sister to, now all of a sudden dude home, now he got my sister calling me, and my sister, you gave him, you give dude all them chances. You don't care how dude do this, how dude do that, you gonna give him a million chances, you wanna give him, heck no. Dude out of here dead, right? He done went to my child, he trying to use my sister. Then, that didn't work either, because it's dead, right? About 3 to 4 more years passed, right? And I'm in this house that I have done the bum chick video in, right? And this dude walked by and me and my child is sitting on the porch. And I done forgave dude by this time because I don't hold grudges, and I done forgave dude. Ain't no hard feelings, I'm gonna forgive you, I'm gonna move on. And I know, you was never it. So I have no reason to hold hard feelings against you, dude. You wasn't my soulmate. Because, that one wrong male was, you couldn't tell me we were going to fight World War 15 together, So it ain't no hard feelings, So we ended up speaking. I ended up saying, hey, and don't you know, for me saying, hey, that this dude tried to get me to come around to Tavis T's house. My top went pop. I was so angry. If I had a tool, I would have blew him down right outside. But you know what I did? I just smiled. And I said, no, you got to figure out the way to send this devil back to the pit of hell. So what I did was went to 2 of his BMs, right? The one that he rolled past my house that he was playing that game with, that I would bust out the windows for. Oh, the devil is a lie. You were never that, boo. But anyway, I said, listen, you need to get this devil because this ain't that. And I'm tired of him. I don't even know what else to do. I done ignored him for years, and he's still going like the Energized Bunny. And I never told her about him approaching my child, my sister, and him even when he approached me, then I could, that was 3 strikes and I couldn't take it no more. So, don't you know this sucker twist that stuff, went to social media, told social media I was a female dog because I went to his BM, excuse me, I think that I'm that female dog because you thought that you were playing me and it's over and you still tried, went to my child when she up there visiting her father. And you done seen this. I mean, the games that people play, that was nothing but the devil, and that was a soul tie, you know what I mean? So no, or either they all obsessed, right? Okay? No, and I can tell y'all plenty of stories about the role males, how they thought that they was playing these games. So either they all obsessed or they soul ties. They soul ties. But I promise you this, those first 2 wrong males that I was dumb enough to have a kid by, God gave me a chance, baby. I never wanted them, but I did want my children. I had a miscarriage. I never told them they was my boyfriend. I never told them I loved them. I ain't even tell them I liked them. Never. But that first one lied to his wife and told her that I was his first love. That second one lied to me and told me that we was together. And he was lying to the first two was locked up. He was doing 16 and he was doing 23. And the second one was lying to the first one, trying to convince him that it was more than a hookup for money. And I was thinking, now why is you sitting there lying? But I'm thinking the first one gotta know, cause we wasn't doing that. He gotta know. You know firsthand. You done experienced this. I ain't never told you. I said, no, that ain't true. I wasn't with him. I ain't telling we was hooking up for money. I said, no, I wasn't with him. That's all I said, because it really ain't none of their business what was going on with each other, because y'all a couple of years apart. Because let me tell y'all something. Again, if you go gather up every wrong male that I was dumb enough to intertwine my soul with, it's not two of them that can come together and say, I was going out the front door and I looked back and seen him going out the back, or I was going out the back door and I looked back and seen him going out the front, because I don't overlap like that, and I don't play with people. I don't. Once I'm done dealing with you, and I'm dealing with somebody else, I don't care what type of serial cheater or no good for nothing person he is, I'm just going to be dealing with that person. I'm not cut from that cloth. So, but I know from my experiences with wrong males, even if you don't have a kid, just by intertwining of the soul, that they plant seeds in their own heads. And all they got to do is see you, and they think that they got a place in your bedroom. Okay? And they like to play games. See, that's how dude could be cut off for 3 years, and then when another dude come home, he want to start playing games. You done seen me for 3 years. Don't even say nothing. We don't say nothing to each other. Done seen my children, all of them. Ain't asking that one of them nothing. So why would you go to her and ask her where I am? Because that's the one I was busting out the windows about. Games that they like to play. I don't understand it. So, no. And dude, I'm the undefeated heavyweight champion, okay? Dude just played all these games and lost, okay? And lost. And I still ain't sat down and told the whole truth, everything that dude played, because I don't care. I done forgave all them people. They're all permanently resting in my past. And I ain't got nothing but forgiveness and silence. So, I know, based on my true story, that you could cut people off for years, don't have no sexual contact with people for years, and when they see you, they will plant seeds in their own heads that grow harvests. And I'm just like, But, again, all they love one wrong male. One. So the rest of them could never play me, because I knew it wasn't going to never be that. Never, ever be that. So, at the end of the day, you have to understand that if you listen to what happened to Rebecca Schaefer, that's called obsession. So a lot of times people don't have to be obsessed with you. That it could just be a soul tie. Okay? And sometimes it could be both. But you got to know the difference between the two. Because I've heard stories where people ain't never intertwined their souls within people, and they was obsessed. Okay? I know I have cut people off and gave them no impression that we would ever be anything, and never told them that we was in a relationship, never told them that I was their woman and they was my man, and they planted them seeds in their own heads. Because people lie so much, they like to believe their own lies. But the truth is, I was never in a relationship with not one wrong male that I intertwined my soul with, except for that one wrong male that I love, because he and I went together before we had kids. And then we went together when we conceived our child. Now, we was not together since our child was little, okay? Again, I kept holding on because he was that one that I would, hold on to. And I would continually break up with, go get me somebody else, and go back with. And he is the only one in the history of every wrong male that I like that can say, throughout my life, I could never let him go. Because I loved him, I thought. I did. I loved him, but, God delivered me from that, and God showed me who he was as well. That's why I say every wrong male from my past was of the devil. They most definitely was not of God. And if that ain't no demonic, satanic crap, which I have just explained to y'all, I don't know what is. And it's got to be because I intertwine my soul with them folks. But no, I ain't finna lie to you. If I don't love you, I'm not going to tell you that. If you wasn't my man, I'm not finna say that. Okay? For what? What am I gaining by lying? It makes no sense. So, until next time, keep God in heaven first. Don't intertwine yourself with nobody. I don't care if you like them or you love them. Okay? Make sure that's the one that God has ordained for you to be with. Pray as well as watch. Okay? And make sure you're married before you ever intertwine your soul with anybody, because soul ties are serious. Okay? And I'm out.